Welcome to the Daily Tanya. Today is Wednesday, the 27th day of Sivan. Let's begin with tzedakah once again. Gedola tzedakah shemekareves es hageula. Tzedakah brings Mashiach closer. And we continue in chapter 7 of the Shar, Hayichud, והאמונה. We spoke yesterday about the concept of soivev kol almin, that the light of Hashem encompasses the world. And then there is also what we're going to talk today is the memala kol almin. There is the light of Hashem that fills the world. That means there is the light of Hashem that encompasses, meaning it's way beyond having a connection to the world in a way that we can perceive that connection. Hashem is way beyond it. It's like encompassing it. But as we explained yesterday, it doesn't mean in the literal sense that Hashem is outside of the world, but Hashem is in every part of the world. Except that we don't see it, we don't feel it. It's beyond our understanding. And so we're spoken, and today we're going to explain what is the memala kol almin. What does it mean that Hashem fills the world? And that is just like in a human being. You have the life that a human being has. The neshama gives life in general. And then you have also particular types of energy that each particular organ needs. The eye to see, the ear to hear. So those are the more particular energy that comes from the soul to animate the body. That's just an example to understand the meaning what Hashem has, the memala kol almin, after contracting his light. It fits itself to all created beings to animate each particular creature in its own unique way. And this is what we spoke about, that there were those who mistakenly thought that when we're talking about Hashem's contraction, it means literally that Hashem removed his essence because it doesn't fit for the king to be in this world. And we explained that the Alter Rebbe explained that is not true. It doesn't make sense at all. Hashem is in every single creature. Otherwise, it wouldn't be here. And the way they explain what it says, memala kol almin, that Hashem fills the world, they say that Hashem's providence is in every part of the world. But the Alter Rebbe says that is absolutely not the case. Hashem is in every single part of the world. Everything is part of Hashem's being. And as the Rambam says, that Hashem knows us by knowing himself. And certainly, Hashem is ani Hashem loishanis. God does not change. And the world does not cause any change in Hashem. If you would say there is something else outside of Hashem, that means there is Hashem, there is a change, God forbid, in God himself, because anything that is outside of you causes changes in you. And that's why the Alter Rebbe says no, that this is tzimtzum is loike pshutei. The contraction does not mean literally. It means that Hashem, just from our perspective, we don't see him. But Hashem is in every single detail, which gives us also a better understanding why it is so important for Hashem, every part, what we do, for the way we observe the Torah, the mitzvahs, all the details are important. I mentioned the story once the Baal Shem Tov was going with his students to show them what it means, divine providence. He showed them how a leaf falls off a tree, and the leaf covered, was a hot sunny day, the leaf covered the worm, protected it from the sun, and then the worm ate up the leaf. And you see that every single detail, even a leaf doesn't fall off the tree without Hashem doing it, without a reason. But the Rebbe explains that really, even the way the leaf fell and which way it turned, all of this is really part and essential to God's plan of making this world. It's like you're having a computer program. You have so many words, so many letters, so many dots. If you're going to send an email, for example, and you say sending .com, and you're missing that dot, it's not going to get there. It's not only that the program is not perfect, but if the code is missing one dot, the whole program is not working. So that is why knowing Hashem, that is, He is in every detail, we understand how every detail of doing the mitzvah, doing it exactly right, that is also part to Hashem's plans. So, we spoke too much. Let's just go inside and see what the Alter Rebbe says. Says the Alter Rebbe. And He fills all worlds, is the life force that becomes enclosed, is internalized within the essence of the created being. It is powerfully contracted within it according to the intrinsic nature of the created being. The light, infinite light, is contracted according to the created being. And the created being is limited. Which is finite and limited in quantity and quality. Quality meaning its significance and importance. So since the life force must vest itself within the finite created being and unite with it utterly, it must necessarily be contracted and limited according to the intrinsically finite nature of the created being. And he gives example of the sun. Sun is a huge creation. God created the sun. And he says here, the sun is as great as it is, as huge as it is, but it's still limited. And he mentions that it's 167 times the size of the globe of the earth. Kegoin hashemesh, shegufay yesh lo gvul v'tachlis v'kamusay. Shu kamoy kuf samach zayin pomim kegoydel kadur haaretz. An example is the sun, whose body is finite and limited quantitatively, being approximately 167 times the size of the globe of the earth. There were some people asked the Rebbe a question that today's science says that the sun is much bigger than that. And the Rebbe, of course, the Rebbe being a scientist himself, the Rebbe went to the university and Rebbe studied those things. And the Rebbe understood. I don't claim to understand the Rebbe's answer properly, but the Rebbe basically says that the size, what we say today, that's, I don't know, 1,000,000 times the globe of the earth, this is the volume of the sun, the density of the sun, but not the circumference of the sun. The circumference of the sun is what the Alter Rebbe says here. This is similar to what the Rambam Maimonides says. But in any case, this is something that the point the Alter Rebbe brings out is that no matter how large it is, how huge it is still limited. It is still limited. It has a limit to its size. And whose quality and significance, namely its light, is also limited as to the extent that it can emit light. It doesn't emit light endlessly. There's a limit to how far the light will go. For it cannot illuminate indefinitely since it is a created being. And therefore it's inherently limited. Thus, although the light of the sun illuminates at a prodigious distance, that distance is not without limits. And the same thing says the Alter Rebbe also, all created beings have a limit. And he says what the Talmud says, that from the earth to the heaven there is a journey of 500 years walking. And says between the heavens also 500 years walking. Whatever that means, it's all about limits. Likewise, all created beings are finite and limited. But from the earth to heaven is a journey of 500 years. So too, from one heaven to another, a distance of 500 years. And therefore, since created beings are finite and limited, so the life force which is invested in them is greatly and powerfully contracted. Hashem needs to contract this powerful light in order to create this limited created beings. It must first undergo numerous and powerful contractions until created beings, by nature, finite and limited, may be brought into existence from its power and light. So only after this process of self-limitation will be the limitless life force. Will the limitless life force be able to invest itself within finite created beings and become united with them, as will soon be explained. So again, the lesson we learn from here. When we talk sometimes, we think about to do the right thing, what Hashem wants, means the big things in general. Oh, I'm a good person, I don't hurt people. Yeah, keep Shabbat in general. Like what God created, the important things, the sun, the moon. No. Every little creature was created by God. And Hashem invested himself in every little creature. And therefore, the energy and the blessing that we get from Hashem is also in every part of our body. Every part, every organ should be healthy, as we should be as a whole. And that is also every part, every human being. Every Jew, Olam Israel, should be healthy. And every human being should be healthy. We should all be receiving the coming of Mashiach very soon. A wonderful day. B'ezrat Hashem. We'll see you tomorrow.